Hi, fifth grade. Let's look at multi-step word problems that involve mixed numbers, adding, and subtracting all in one. So we have learned a lot of things. We've learned a lot about fractions. We are going to put all of those skills together this week as we practice with word problems with multiple steps. Let's look at this problem here. Jordan had a measuring cup containing 3 2/3 cups of water. He poured 2½ cups of water out of the measuring cup. Then he added another 1 1/4 cups of water. How much water is in the measuring cup? The first thing I like to do in these types of problems is visualize what is happening here. What operation are we working with? So I've got, it's not a measuring cup, but I've got my water and dropped my straw here. So I would just visualize, all right, if I had 3 2/3 cups of water in my cup, he poured out 2½ cups. All right, so that's like subtracting. I'm getting rid of some. Then he added more back in. Okay, so first I'm going to subtract, and then I'm going to add. So I'm going to make some notes up here in my problem. I'm going to work on underlining the fractions that I need. First I'm subtracting, then I'm adding. Okay, so I'm going to set this up. I'm going to start over here with 3 2/3 minus 2 1/2. All right, the first thing I notice, I have unlike denominators here. All right, I can work with that. Unlike denominators, I know that the first thing that I do is find a common denominator. So I think about the multiples of 3 and 2. So if I skip count by 3s, I think 3, 6, 9. If I skip count by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8. I said 6 both times. So 6 is going to be my new common denominator. I need to rewrite both fractions so that they have a denominator of 6. I know that to change 3 into 6, I had to multiply times 2. So I need to multiply the numerator times 2 as well to make my equivalent fraction. That would be 4 6. Then I look at my second fraction. 2 times 3 is what gave me 6. So I need to multiply times 3 in the numerator as well. 1 times 3 is 3. So I'm looking at, sorry that that's kind of scribbly, my new equivalent fractions. 4 6 minus 3 6. So I know that I need to not only subtract my fractions, but also subtract my whole numbers. I'm going to start with the fraction side just in case I have to do any renaming. All right, 4 6 minus 3 6. 4 is larger than 3, so I can subtract without any renaming or regrouping. That leaves me with 1 6. 3 minus 2, going to my whole number side, is 1. So after Jordan poured out 2½ cups of water, he was left with 1 1/6 cups in the measuring cup. Now I look back at my problem. I see that the next thing that Jordan did was to add another 1 1/4 cups of water. So I'm going to set up another problem, adding 1 1/4. All right, again, I do not have common denominators. I'm going to change my color once more here. I know that I need to find new common denominators. Let's skip count by 6s and 4s. I'm going to start with 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Let's start there. Let's see if I say any of those same numbers as I count by 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24. I've heard 2 in common there. They have 12 in common and 24. Now I'm going to choose the smaller of those. If you choose the least common multiple, then you'll have less simplifying to do at the end. So if I use 12 as my new common denominator, I have to think, what do I have to multiply each of these denominators by to get my new denominators? So 6 times 2 is what gave me 12. I need to multiply my numerator times 2 as well. That becomes, oops, there we go, 2/12. When I'm looking at my second fraction, 4 times 3 is what gives me 12. So 1 times 3 in my numerator leaves me with 3 on top. So I've got my two numerators, my two common denominators that I'm ready to add, plus I also need to add my whole numbers here. So I'm going to start by adding on my fraction side, 2/12 plus 3/12. I know that my denominator is going to stay 12. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then I'm going to come over here to my whole numbers. 1 plus 1 gives me 2. So I've put this all together here. Jordan has 2 and 5/12 cups in the measuring cup. So unlike denominators, mixed numbers, order of operations, putting together all these things that we've learned, you got this. Well done.